What's going on, everybody? James here, redoptionagency.com. 22 years selling full-time on eBay, and welcome to Found on Friday, the video series where I show you how to start a part-time eBay business with just $100 to start out, and we're going to build it and grow it and maybe even take it into full-time. So whatever you want to do, if you wanted to grow some extra income or to get out of your permanent job that you're tired of, whichever, this video series is for you. So we are on week 5. So we're just starting week 5. So we got 4 solid weeks done, 1 month in to our process. So we're going to go over what sold, how much money we made, what we spent, and all the goody number wise. So if you remember, week 1 out of the gate, we invested $103 into this business. So where we're standing right now, I was going nowhere with that. So let's get into it. All right, let's go into, we're going to take a look at the items that sold this past week. And then we'll talk about what they sold for. And then we'll see where we're standing. So this week we've got this New Orleans Fire Department, this cool shirt with the Dalmatian carrying the baby picture. You don't have to worry about these numbers. We'll get into the prices, the actual profit of each item in the next segment. These next 2 items actually just sold, and they are from this week's finds, but they're already included into the number system. But we got 2 for the Road DVD here, and we've got a Saturday Night Fever Blu-ray. So next up, we've got the 2 DVDs here that sold together, the New Tricks Collection, seasons 1 through 5, and then 6 through 10. And these were from last week's video, I believe, where I paid $1 a piece for these. Next up, we've got finally one of the walking shoes sold. I found 2 pairs, I believe. Next up, we got the Spider-Man all over print, which was, I believe, was last week's video also, along with the University of Virginia t-shirt, along with, I believe, the Ford radio was part of last week's. So that was I think the biggest sale this week so far was the car radio that we found at the thrift store. And I'll do these just in case because I don't think these are done. The St. Louis Cardinals Stars and Stripes polo shirt, the Ludwig Drums t-shirt, and the first item to sell from last week's stuff was the KC 95 shirt, which I knew that was going to move pretty quick. Anytime you find the KC St. Louis radio station items, they move pretty quick. So those are the items that sold this week. And now we can get into the numbers and what they've sold for. All right, so here's our detailed page. You can see week 1 was up here where we originally invested $103.50 into. We made some money back and we're like, hey, let's reinvest that money. Let's double down. Let's go back in. So we took the money, reinvested it into the business. Another week had some stuff sell. Another week we're like, let's go again. Let's double down again. Let's reinvest into the business. You got to have patience when you're trying to grow something, and you always got to make some sacrifices. And one of the biggest sacrifices is reinvesting back into your business to grow it. If you start taking out money too soon, it's not going to grow. You're basically going to have to start all over again and start investing money again. So we're trying to get this to the point where we can stop reinvesting that $100 back in or that $150 back in. As we did this week, we said, hey, here's the $100 back and here's 50 more. Let's double down and then some. And that's what we did this last week and got a lot more product to put in the store. So making that sacrifice to get the ball rolling, you're sacrificing reinvesting the money that you're making instead of taking it out to make that extra income right now to pay a bill or whatever the case may be, pay for your food for the month, whatever the case. And then you're also sacrificing your 8 to 10 hours per week time, your 40 hours sacrificed in the past month. So in the past month, you've sacrificed that $100 over and over again. So only 100, just I'll say $150 rounded up. You've invested into the business, and you sacrificed the 40 hours of work week, the 40 hours of work time that you put in listing these items. So then here are the items that sold this week. And these numbers are pure profit. These numbers are, my receiver shut off because I had no sound coming through for too long. So these numbers you're seeing are going to be pure profit with the eBay fees taken out, with the shipping already taken out. So it's the actual profit of the item. First up, we've got, wait for my camera to come back on, is the KC95 shirt. The profit on that was $15.81. The Ludwig t-shirt was $7.97 profit. The Cardinals red flag, the flag shirt, $9.19 profit. The Ford car radio, $75.53 profit. So that was the best item thus far on the whole month. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4. Okay, making sure we do have 1 month full done. The University of Virginia tee, $6.53. The Spider-Man tee, $14.14 was the profit on that. The walking shoes was $26.64. The 2 DVD sets together, so $46.35 divided by 2 individually. The Toshiba DVD VHS combo player. For some reason, not every item will show up over here. And then over time, I'm probably going to lose some, and numbers may be more than what I'm actually showing, but that's all right. Because for some reason, the combo player did not show up over here. But the profit on that was $55.18. The Saturday Night Fever Blu-ray was $6.50 profit. The 2 for the Road DVD, almost $9 profit. And the New Orleans Fire tee, almost a $10 profit on that item. So, pretty good sales. As you can see, each week we have a little bit more. Actually, we were probably down 1 here, but this past week we had the most sold because we got the most in our store. So where we stand right now, the total amount the business has made in the first month was $567.32. The money we spent, which means your $100, your $150 investment, plus the money that the business has made, you've reinvested back in the business, $437.25. That leaves us $130 in the profit. I think this is the second week in a row we were in the profit before we went shopping. I think the goal is going to be to get that number at a place where we can start taking out every week a little bit of that money to, whether that's to pay for your gas on Friday and your food on Friday. Because if you're out and you turn this into a business or whatever, you can fill up your car on Friday, buy your lunch on Friday, and call it a business write-off. So, or if you take that $100 and pay one of your small bills or whatever. So we'll try to build it and take out a little bit at a time to steadily grow a little bit of money coming into your pocket from the business. But how long do we wait? Do we wait 3 months? Do we wait 6 months? How long do we sacrifice before we start taking money out of the business? You got to find that right time, because you don't want to jump ahead too soon, because like I said, you're just going to go backwards if you take too much out. You want to keep building, keep that process going forward, because once you do, it's about getting that money to where if you're making $500 every week, you can take $250 of that out and reinvest $250 of that back into the business. So then you're doing best of both worlds. You're reinvesting back into the business, plus you're paying, you gave yourself a monthly raise from your permanent, your full-time job, if you will. So, and then as those numbers increase, then you can decide, okay, can I now take this part-time eBay thing take it another step up and start putting in more time and turning it into maybe a full-time gig. So we'll come across that bridge when we get to it. But right now we're nowhere near that. We're still in sacrifice mode, still sacrificing our $150 original investment, and still sacrificing our 40 hours per month extra work we're putting into this. So now what we're going to do is enter the numbers that I spent this past Friday, and I just decided, see, here's what you're going to like. So this time around I spent basically $250. So I got a lot more product for my money with $250. Yet I'm only still sitting at $121 out of pocket. So I kind of made some of that money back because I think we were up near $150 out of pocket. So now right now we're only $121 out of pocket. So we're going in the right direction, even though we spent a whole lot more than any other week. Week 4 we spent double, and not quite double. Let's just say 35-40% more than we did the previous week, I believe it was. So we spent a lot more, got a lot more product, but we didn't invest any more money of our personal money. We just reinvested the business money. Where we sit right now is 298 items bought thus far, with the cost of goods at $1.85, and the average profit per item is $18.72. So that's a nice, I like 10 times in your money, and that looks like pretty much 10 times in your money, doesn't it? $1.85 and $18.72 we're almost spot on. I've always been a advocate of 10 times your money. 185 times 10 is 1850. So yep. So yeah, I've always loved the whole theory of 10 times your money. If you buy something, you can 10 times your money, boom. And this is 10 times your profit, not just 10 times your money. We're over 10 times your money. We are 10 times profit, which is a lot better. So going in the right direction. Love it. $121 down. We're going to see where we stand next week. Now, I can do one of two things for the end of week 5. I got a death pile here because they're not all listed yet. We've only got 185 items listed thus far, but the total asking price is $3,628. So your $120 investment right now is invested into $3,628 worth of merchandise, and that's just what's listed. I still got a death pile here that I haven't listed yet. So that number is probably going to be closer to $5,000. So your $121 is invested into about $5,000 asking price worth of profit, worth of merchandise, I should say. Not bad for just $100 investment out the gate. So yeah, that's where we are. So far so good. I'm liking the direction we're going. I like the 10 times profit. We've got tons of items. So next week, do I not shop and get caught up on the death pile? Because we're only doing about 8 to 10 hours a week. Or do I sacrifice a few more hours and get it listed and then go out next week, next Friday? You can play it by, every situation is going to be different depending on what you're doing in life. So if you had, you wanted to invest a few extra hours on another day, or start doing like list 2 items a night after work type of thing to get rid of the death pile to grow it, or you take a Friday off and just tackle it all. So there's different options you can do. So we'll see what option I take going into this and finishing up the week, and then we'll know next Friday what happens if I decide to go out and maybe super cherry pick, look for a couple of grand slams. But that will all be dictated also with what sells this week. So 2 weeks in a row into the profit before we spent. I want to keep it going that way so we can keep going, moving, having our momentum going forward. So as long as we keep everything going forward and growing at a nice, comfortable, steady pace, still not sacrificing too much, it's only going to get better from here. So I think that is all. We've covered it all, I do believe. So yeah. Please like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you all in the next video. Later.